Okay. For those watching later, I'm still getting set up as usual. I always start it as I'm getting set up to give people some time to join. As usual, tripod's not set up completely yet. How you doing, Blake? I'm trying to get this set up. Oh, I need to turn on live chat if I can figure out how. Live chat, right there. Okay. Okay, we got live chat going. This is crooked and it bothers me. Alrighty. Don't know how video quality is for you. It says that it's doing good, but you know, YouTube's not always behaved. Wow, that freaking Gravely is leaking a lot of oil. Got the engine out of the 140, easy peasy. Feel quality perfect. Hey, cool. Yeah, it is pretty dang easy to get the engines out of them things. Especially the older ones with the clutch. Fort Farms Ltd. Hey Mike, how you doing? Looks good. Well, thanks. I'm trying to get the thing to work, but it doesn't always do what it's supposed to. Let's slowly move over here. I got the plow on the patio. I just set it up for a good start to setting it up anyway. So I'll be plowing. I'm hoping maybe plowing tomorrow. So I'll be making the plowing video. Plow day did get canceled. It was supposed to be last weekend. It's not going to happen now this year for the one that I was going to go to. But I will be plowing here probably tomorrow. We'll see. I set the plow up the way that you're supposed to. We'll see if it actually works. I've never set it up quite that way. It's always worked for me, but I plowed for another guy maybe Tuesday. I don't remember earlier. Or no, Sunday. It was Sunday. And man, it was not doing good. I couldn't get it adjusted right. And so yeah, it was way out of whack. I don't know why it was working just fine last year, but whatever, I suppose. So yeah, hopefully it'll work this year now that it's set up better. Yours got canceled too, huh? Well, that's no good. But, you know, stuff happens. Oof. Gosh darn gender bunnies. When I move around, is the camera quality still decent or does it go to crap? Still decent. Cool. Yeah, I might actually be able to do a live where I move some for once. Heck, normally I just have to sit still because the dang camera won't behave, or YouTube, or whatever it is, won't behave. In order to change 15 amp stator, do I just change the voltage regulator and stator? Flywheel also, Blake. The flywheel is different also. You can watch the video that I did on that 140. I switched it to no long time no small. I think you mean smell, but sure. You can see the video. I switched that to 15 amp. It was 10. So there's a video, I don't know, maybe a month ago. No idea. Might be longer than that. But yeah, check that out if you need to see. But the stator is bigger for 15 amp. I don't think I have a 10 amp stator. I scrapped the one that came out of that because I don't like them. Otherwise I could show you. it is well worth switching over, that is for sure. The 10 amp stators, they are trash. Okie dokie. I really haven't got a whole lot done lately, guys. I've been tending to family members that are having issues. So I haven't really got to come out to the shop a whole lot lately. I plowed the other day, and I'm going to be hopefully plowing tomorrow, but I haven't done much in, I don't know, maybe a week. Probably not that much. That's probably a bit of an exaggeration, but I have not been doing nearly as much as I should be or want to be. But like I said, having family health issues, and that comes first. Nothing. I haven't moved stuff around enough yet. The guy was supposed to be picking up sometime soon the 1-ton patio back there that's sold. It's been sold for a while before. It's just still sitting here. And if that happened, I was going to slide probably the 140 and move a bunch of stuff around. But he still hasn't come and got it yet. He said around the Portland show, which is this week. Just hasn't happened yet, I guess. Who got questions? Anybody? I see we got 7 people in here. I don't even know how many tractors I'm at. People keep asking. Let's see here. I got 2 over there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I appear to be down to 26 garden tractors. Still got a few more to go. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the middle. Yeah. Asked earlier who deal hold a build sheet 140, couldn't find anything. Well, yeah, I'm not surprised. What do you want a build sheet on it for? They won't be able to give you anything like that. All that you can find out on those is the type code lookup and the serial number lookup. But even if they had anything, AgPro wouldn't give it to you. Them people are so stingy and tight. Let's see here. Yep, that's it. It's all the information you can get on these things. Because Deere thought, oh, they're just a lawnmower or a lawn and garden tractor or whatever they were at the time. They decided that it wasn't important enough to keep that many records. So all you can do is look up the type code or the serial number, and that's all the information you can get. It'd be nice if they would have done something different, but they didn't, so oh well. That's why the 69 patios, well, any 69, 110 or 12 or 40 is correct, white or green, because, well, in 69 they didn't even keep track of whether it was patio or not. And none of the patios, you can tell what color they were from the factory unless they're still original. That's why I go for the 70 and 71 patios. I like the 70s the best though, because they're a little bit easier to find. They're still hard to find, but they're not as hard to find as a 71. I'm waiting engine back for the 212 from the machine shop. It'll probably be at least a month yet still, according to them. Once I get that back, I'm going to start putting it together and then start getting ready to paint the tractor. That should be, really shouldn't take too long to get it done once I start getting into it more. But, hello. Oh boy. Who's got questions? Anybody information on anything? I always try and share any information anybody needs if I know the answers. Well, I got one for you guys. Who would want to see me try and use the Brindley planter this year, even if it isn't successful, to plant something? Tried it last year and it did not do much for me. But do some more work to it this year. I can use it, try it out again. Would anybody be interested in seeing that as a video, or should I not mess with it because it's probably not going to work anyways? I'm back. Just got a pair of scrap cadet rims, huh? Why in the heck did you do that? The scrap cadet rims and the deer rims are pretty much the same. But yeah. Why, fella? Somewhere around here I got a set of wheels that came off that Cub that I got from John. I don't remember what video that was in. Probably didn't make no difference. Well, you can't beat free, I guess. Free is always the best price. Everybody can afford that. Unless you got to drive somewhere to get it, and that costs money sometimes. Don't some scrubs have strike rims? Probably. I would guess so, but I don't do much. I don't do enough with scrubs to know the answer to that. Accurately, anyway. I don't exactly like the strike rims. They're kind of junky. I have a few sets. And, yeah, I don't really know if I'm going to keep them. I think they look cool. They do kind of look neat. They're not as thick or heavy duty, and so they easily flex and bend, and yeah, they're not as good of a quality. There's not really anything wrong with them if you're not going to do any heavy duty work, but you just have to be a bit more careful with them if you're really going to use the tractor real hard. I had a set of strike rims. John has it now, but I had a set on that 140 I had 2 sets of weights on it, and I did everything with that tractor. I never did ruin rims completely. I did bend them up a little bit, but that's it. Have you decided if you're going to have you decided? If I'm going to retire my 140 or buy one off Hapco? Buy one what? Oh, rewire. I was gonna say, I'm like, what? No, I ain't decided yet. I ain't got back into that project yet. I'd like to get the 212 done first, because I want to put the bucket on it and be able to use the 212 with that. So I want to get it done first, and then I want to work on that 140. I need to finish painting it and then get it put together. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I don't even know if I'll correctly wire it up because I'm not really going to use it. So I might just ignore some of the fuses and relays and stuff. But I would like it to be correct, so I'm not sure. It'd definitely be easier just to buy a Hapco wiring harness, but I don't really know what I'm going to do yet with it. It's just one of them projects that's slowly coming along. I might just do a simpleton rewire on it, not incorporate any safeties or any of that stuff that it's supposed to have. I think I'm going to buy a Hapco one. Yeah. I would like to say that I'm going to do that too, but the Hapco ones are just so expensive, and for all the more I'm going to use that tractor, I don't know. Because I don't really plan on using it much, just going to take it to shows and stuff like that, have fun with it. It's not going to be a perfect restoration, it's just going to look okay. Really, I probably could have just not painted it. It wasn't that horrible looking, but here we are, I guess. So, yeah. Why not put the plow on the 400? Well, because the plow's too small for the 400. It's got 12-inch wheels and it's a 10-inch plow, so the tire wouldn't fit in the furrow. I need a 12-inch plow for the 400, and I sold the one I had when the 400 was down, so now I don't have one. So the 400 is just way overkill for that 10-inch plow. There's people that plow with a 400 and run 2 bottoms. Not in the clay we have, but in softer soil you can. I got a question for everybody. How many garden tractors do you currently have? That's a question for peoples. I love the 400s and the 140s. Yeah, they're nice. They're nice tractors. That's for sure. I've been considering building a 140 gear drive. All the same features, just with a gear drive transmission. I haven't figured out in my head yet how it'll work though. I have 6 tractors. Okay, a 140, a 400, I know a 210, and I'm not going to remember what the others are. One for now. Alright. Got a 318 there? Jerry? That profile, see it. But it looks like a 300 series. I'm guessing like 318, 316. I never really liked the Onan tractors. Onan engines are kind of cruddy. 140, 210, 214. That's right, you told me you had that. 110, 314, 400. Oh, it's a 400? Man, I'm really blind. Okay. Daggone. So it is a good one. It has a Kohler, not a junky Onan. I just can't see nothing, evidently. But that's alright. Yeah, I've got, what did I say earlier? 26, I think? I got, oh heck, I don't think I have any 110s anymore. I got 1 112, 2 120s, 4 140s, I think. 2, 3, 4, yeah, 4 140s. I I got 200, 208, two 210s, 212, 214, 216, two 317s, the 400. I got three 432 Graveleys, two 430 Graveleys, an 814 and an 812. That sounds right. Oh, I do have a second 112. I got the side tag 112. Planning on using 140 for work, light duty work. Yeah. I usually like to be able to use everything I have, but I've got three green 140s that I can use with the newer style transmission and drum brakes. So I don't really need to have another 140 to use. And since I'm redoing it, I'm just going to leave it to light work, if any work. Maybe pull the hay rake with it, something like that. It'll go to shows, but it's not going to do any hard work like I do with the others, such as plowing and working and dragging logs, stuff like that. It's going to be primarily for light duty or no work. Ooh-wee. Let's see here. I still need to put tires on that 140. Okay, let's see here. I don't know that we have much to go over today. That one John Deere guy, hello. How you doing? I don't really know we got too much to go over. Like I said, I haven't really been doing a whole lot. I need to be fixing this sickle bar for the Gravely. The last time I tried to run it, it keeps locking up. And it's not in the gearbox or the mechanism or anything that's internal. It's something on the cutter bars getting stuck somewhere. And I haven't looked into it yet. I just put the brush hog back on instead of fixing it. So at some point I need to dig into that, figure out what it's doing and why, more importantly, and fix it so I can use it. Not sure what I'm going to pay. Come back. Paint my 140, but I have it decided between orange, yellow, and blue. Oh wow. So you've decided orange, yellow, blue. Yeah. I'm thinking I want to make my 140 yellow. Because the 112's blue, I thought if I did a yellow 140 and an orange 120 or an orange 110, I haven't decided. Probably an orange 110 and a red 120. But I still have to decide as I get there. Love all the John Deere's. Bought John Deere 112 round fender that I'm restoring. Got a 116. 112 round fender. That's got a junk Comsa on it, but otherwise a good tractor. Not a big fan of those. The 112 I'm restoring has a junk Comsa on it also. And yeah, I haven't decided. I kind of lost interest in it, so wouldn't mind selling it, but I'm almost done with the restore, so I ain't decided yet. Yeah, I was saying something about that sickle bar. I don't even know. But yeah, we got a ways to go on getting the projects done. I've got a project over there right now that's been taking up space because I'm waiting to get parts for it because it is real rough. And so I've been tinkering a little bit over here, but haven't done a whole lot. been half considering 17s, but I ain't decided actually to do it yet. Kind of like them. Might go ahead and sell them. It's an original 317. I got two of them. Might sound stupid for saying this. When I tear my 14 wires down to the block, do I have to time anything internally? Yes, when you put it back together, you have to time the cam to the crank. It's fairly easy. It's got timing marks on both. You just line them up when you put it together. Dang. Somebody making some noise out there. Sounds easy. Yeah, it's not too hard. I'm sure if you couldn't figure it out, there's 75 YouTube videos on my guess, and probably the service manual has the pictures or something that explain it. But I don't know. I've never looked at the service manual or YouTube to do it. I just kind of send it, I guess. Do you have your cranks ground down? Yep. I do not rebuild one without doing it correctly. I bore the block 10 over, unless it's already been 10 over, but most of them aren't. I bore it 10 over. I turn the crank 10 under, and of course new rod. I have to have new piston and rings, of course. And I always put new valves, new valve guides, new valve springs. I usually don't put new valve seats. I just have the seats ground to the new valves, grind the valves in the seats. But I do a lot of that stuff, and I'm really considering starting to replace governors, but if you check them over and they seem good, I guess it's not required. But I do have a tractor here that I didn't rebuild, somebody else did. It's that Gravely 432, and they didn't replace the governor, and it doesn't work. So I don't know what they did wrong, if the governor was just bad and they didn't replace it, or if they didn't put something together right. But yeah, it doesn't work. I also, when I take the block to the machine shop, I take the head also and have the block and the head surfaced so I know they're perfectly flat. Most of the time you don't need to do that, but I always like to have it done just in case. But make sure knows what they're doing. The 140 engine, he didn't do it right. I think I might grind my crank down, but I don't want to bore it. Might just hone it. How are the iSave tractor rebuilds? I get mine off eBay because they're half the price. If you're rebuilding it, you should bore it. Don't cheap out on that. A lot of the cylinders are out around just a little bit to where they'll burn oil if you just hone it and put rings in it. So it's always best just to spend the extra money and bore it out. I would suggest boring it out if you're rebuilding it. I think it's kind of dumb to turn the crank down if you're not going to bore the engine out, but it's up to you. I would either do both or neither, and I think if you're going to rebuild it, you gotta bore it out, or you're not rebuilding it. You're just refreshing it. If you only put rings in it, it's not a rebuild unless you bore it out and do it correctly, in my opinion. But some people do it the wrong way, and I guess they just have to learn, because like John, who may or may not know what he's doing, we'll leave it at that. He always just puts rings in and his engines all still burn oil. How much for the go-kart thing there in the back? Well, I hadn't really planned on selling it, but you're welcome to make an offer on it. It's pretty fun. I use it kind of as a little gator type of deal. ATV, whatever you want to call it. You got a point. Yep. If I'm going to do it, I just do it the correct way, bore it out, turn the crank. I do everything because there's no point taking the dang engine apart again to fix something that you didn't do. I always just spend the money the first time. And last year, when I did the 216, I had them bore it 10 over, turn the crank 10 under, surface the block, surface the head. They cleaned the whole block, spotless, painted it black, re-shined all the surfaces for me. I brought them new valves, valve springs, and valve guides, and had them put them in for me because I'm too lazy to do it. And it cost me like 380 bucks, 360 bucks, something like that. And then the rebuild kit off eBay was like 200 bucks. It wasn't quite 200 bucks, but it was like 150 or 180, I don't remember. But I don't just buy a cheap rebuild kit off eBay. I get the ones that Sten's parts, so it's good stuff. But I always do it right. 400 work or we can work price out, kind of meet in the middle. Well, I wouldn't take 400 for it. I got more than that in it. I'd probably sell it for like 750, but like I said, I don't really want to sell it, so I'm not going to try to get in a hurry to sell it or anything. And it's a lot of fun. It goes like 20-25 mile an hour, 6-speed, and it's got an 18 horse opposed twin Briggs. It's a lot of fun to run around. It's got like $200 worth of LED lights on it. And right now there is nothing wrong with it. I've finally got all the kinks worked out of it and fixed. I still want to rig up a brake cable. I unhooked the brakes so that I could use the clutch without having the brakes come on. And I want to just rig up a cable or something for the brakes so it's on a different thing. But I mean, all the brake stuff's on the transmission. It's not missing or anything. But yeah, I would not sell it for $400. I'd take like $750 for it, but I don't need to sell it. It's quite a bit of fun. I'd keep it for much less than that. Ooh, see here. So I'm sure a lot of people here, your first most favoritist brand of girth tractor is probably John Deere if you're watching here. But what's your second favorite, guys? For me, it's got to be Gravely. They don't match the John Deere quality, but they are definitely my favorite. They're definitely the next best thing. What do y'all like? Got to put a new piece of dash tower for my 140. It's kind of ate up from the battery. Ate up from the battery. And the one you got from me, AC 720. So AC/Simplicity. Simplicities are pretty good too. I like those. For those who don't know, Simplicity made several different brands of tractors. They made Ellis, they made Homelight, they made Jacobson, I think. No, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, Jacobson. They made Jacobson, I'm pretty sure. Or is it a different brand I'm thinking of? I can't remember. They made several different ones. They made a bunch of different garden tractor brands. They're all Simplicities. They just rebadged them. I feel like I'm missing something here. I've had a Simplicity or two. They're pretty decent. Pretty decent, but like I said, no match for a Deere. I don't like their right-hand clutch either. I don't know why everything on them is reversed, but sure, whatever. Second favorite would be the General Electric ones. Just kidding, it's probably be Gravely. Geez, I was gonna say, General Electric, come on now. Your second favorite would have to be Gravely's. Well, how many Gravely's do you got? You got any of them? I got 3, 4, 5. I think I got 7 Gravely's. See, I got 3 432s, 2 430s, 8 12, and 8 14. So yeah, I got 7 Gravely's. Can never remember because I'm always, oh, I'm supposed to be getting another Gravely here at some point. Completely forgot about that. Nope. No, huh? I guess you'll have to eventually get yourself one. That's fine, man. It would be like in pieces when my older brother gets a hold of it. But I wouldn't want to sell it cheap either. But it was a good try. Yeah, never hurts to ask, I suppose. But no, I got quite a bit more than that in it. And it's useful and fun enough that I'll just let it hang around and keep using it. It's a lot of fun. I can even do wheelies in it. I like the way the Gravely 430s look. Well, you want one? I'm getting one running over in the shop right now, but when I'm done, I'm going to sell it. I don't know what I'm going to ask for it yet. It'll depend how good it does or does not run. It's a 67. It's only like 114, I think. Serial number is away from mine. Man, this chair is loud and obnoxious. Yeah, I finally got my yellow 432, so I'm going to sell the 2 red ones. What's my opinion on wheel horses? I hate them. They're junk. Junk, junk, junk. The best part about them is the ones that have cooler engine, but oh, I hate wheel horses. I like the old Internationals, but my favorite got to be Wheel Horse and John Deere. Wow. Wheel Horse and John Deere is your favorite, huh? I never liked the wheel horses. They're not built very well. They're like going to Lowe's and buying an MTD, but back in the day. You know, just like buying a Sears back in the day. They were a chintzy throwaway mower. Man, just sold my International 2. I don't know that I've ever seen one of those. Love a good Deere. Deers are definitely the best made. I'll give it to Gravely though. Theirs are real comfortable, but John Deere's are definitely the best quality. Oh, not the 282. I still don't think I've ever seen one of those. That's got to be just a little lawnmower, not a garden tractor, ain't it? I know, it wasn't my finest moment. You guys, it'll be alright, I guess. Yeah. One thing I wish that Deere had done different, especially on the 200 series, is make the seat go back further for Sasquatches. The dang tractors are made for midgets. I mean, come on now. Unless you put the seat, what I had done for a long time on the 216 is I just put the back bolts for through the platform. The back holes, I put them in the front of the seat, slid it all the way back. Then it gets in the way of the gas tank. And well, now that it's repainted, I don't want to do that because it'll mess up the paint. So I do want to build something for it to get the seat back further and maybe up a little higher. I only paid 40 bucks for it at a flea market. Blew it up in a week. Well, it's a Cub. I know I'm hating on Cubs over here. I don't like them. I've had several, and I just have not liked any of them. But, you know, it'll buff. I still got one to sell that hasn't gone yet. I don't even know if I have it listed, to be honest with you. I feel like I was going to take it out and get pictures to list it, and haven't done it. So maybe I should do that. My 110 is a rough me sit on because I'm fat. Yep, I hear it. I'm fat too. Fat Sasquatch-like. I don't fit nowhere. Dang, it was in the colder months. Huh. Yeah, it was in January. Yeah. Some of these little garden tractors, they aren't made for Sasquatches, but I mean, you know, do some redneckifications to them. I think what I'd like to start doing is building brackets that bolt on top of the seat springs that go back, I don't know, what do we need, 4 more inches? 6 more inches? I don't really know. To get the seat further back. Maybe even build it to where it gets it up a little higher too. I'd buy a tractor from you, but you're a long ways away from Virginia. Hey, I know somebody else in Virginia. Here, I got a friend in Virginia that I might eventually go visit, but yeah, I don't know yet. There's no plans involved. He wants to come visit me at some point too, so he doesn't drive a truck though, so he'd have a hard time getting it back to you. It was probably cranking too hard or too little. Now here's a question to be argued over. Hydrostatic or gear drive? I know a lot of people like the hydros, but I really like the gear drive garden tractors. They have more, well, they don't have more power per se, but you get more power to the wheels because it's easier to run a gear drive than a hydro trans. Just like trucks, you know. You usually get more power to the wheels in a manual than you do in an auto magical. But a lot of people don't want to drive a manual because it's hard. Gear all the way. Oh yeah, me too. I agree with that. That's why, well, I used to be able to say most of mine are gear, but I don't think I can no more. I like the hydros. More cautious with them though. Yeah, the dang hydros, they like to run off sometimes. They'll just say, yep, see you later. I just feel better plowing with it. Yeah, I do like the gear drives better for plowing and pretty much everything else. It is nice to mow with hydro, but pretty much all the other stuff that I do around here, I'd rather have the gear drive. I like being able to just put it in a gear and let the clutch go and know that that's the speed you're going to go. But to cut grass, the hydro is nice. Yep. Yes, it is. That's why my 140 is set up to mow. I will give it to Gravely though. Point for Gravely is they had a good setup for mowing with the gear drive. You don't have to switch back from reverse to forward. You push the clutch lever forward, you go forward in the gear you're in, pull it back to the middle as neutral, and you pull it all the way back, and you go in reverse in the gear you're in, which is really nice for mowing. You don't constantly be stopping and changing gears all the time to back up and go forward. Mike, other than the go-kart, hey, come back here, stupid comment. Dang comment thread going all over the place. Other than the go-kart, any garden tractors for like $850 to $1,000 that has a working deck or any implements that go with it. I got a 210 back there, real nice, one owner original with a mower deck. I got, what else do I have to sell? I got a Cub with a mower deck and a snow plow. I got that Gravely's not really usable. It needs a governor. That Gravely over there is supposed to be sold to a friend of mine. That's sold. I'm running out of things to sell, fellers. Got a 430 over there that I'm working on that I'm going to sell once I do a video on it, but it's not ready yet. Got an 812 I'm going to sell once I do some stuff with it, but it's not ready yet. So right now the only ones that run, drive, and have attachments to sell are the Cub 122, which is a gear drive 12 horse, and the John Deere 210, which is a gear drive 10 horse. It's also easier to pulley swap them and haul ass. Yes, the case if that's what you're into, such as that Craftsman. You need to compare Deere to Gravely using a point system. Okay, I can handle that. That'd be rough. How much for the patio? LOL. Not for sale. If you're talking this one, I'm not selling it. I've been offered $3,000 on multiple occasions, and clearly it's still here. So it is not for sale. You'd have to show up with a heck of a lot of money for me to sell that to you. And I mean a lot more than it's worth. It's one that I'm hanging on to. But who was I responding to a minute ago? I got so many dang comments that hurt my brain. Dominic's Coon Hunting Adventures. I've got the 210 Deere and the 122 Cub with attachments that I'm going to sell. Actually, you guys said that this was working. We're going to do this. It's dust covered because it has been out since for, yeah, 39-inch deck that's completely rebuilt. And then the scrub is right here. That tire needs a tube. It goes down over like a month, which also could be because I don't run it. This is the 122, runs and drives. Got a sleeve hitch on the back. Got a mower deck sitting right there. And I got a deck behind the 400 for it. What's that thing on the front of the patio? That's a Brindley garden cart. I'm using it as a bumper because I was letting an 8-year-old plow with this, teaching him how to plow. And I didn't want the patio hood to be hurt, but it's meant to be. Come down, feller. A cart you can put stuff on and haul it around. It's only meant for a little bit of weight, but it's pretty cool. They're fairly uncommon, a little bit rare, pretty expensive. Good logic, I want one of those. Are they really rare? They're pretty rare. You don't really see them. You do have to watch though. People, I don't know what company, but somebody has started making repops of those, which obviously aren't worth as much, and selling them. So you really got to watch. Garden cart was used for old people. Yeah, as bumpers. Yep. I use that one mainly as a bumper because I've got wagons, so I don't really need to pile stuff on the front of my tractor to drive around. But I mean, I could see where it would be useful if you kept like a tiller on their tractor or something. Uh-huh. 20 grand for the patio, huh? don't know about all that. I think if somebody showed up and waved 20 grand under my nose for it, I'd probably take it. But I don't really know. They're really hard to find if you haven't noticed. I'd probably never find another one of them, and then I'd regret selling it. Especially one that runs that good. That one is a good running tractor. Bought a 112 a couple weeks ago with front plow and a sleeve hitch. 75 bucks? Wow. That's a steal. I wish I could get that kind of deal occasionally. You know, them snow plows are worth 150 bucks. Sleeve hitches are a couple of $100 plus the tractor. Another 112 patio or a patio in general. Well, another 112 hydraulic lift patio. Specific tractors, what I'm talking about. Hello, kitty cat. I had found another one of those, same year, 112 hydraulic lift patio, and I was considering buying it, but it was just way too far away and it sold before I was able to arrange going and getting it. I know, and they said it was blown up, had a stuck valve. Ah, stuck valve and blown up. That's rough combo. But to be fair, those engines are pretty easy to rebuild. And in the scheme of rebuilding engines, they're not really that expensive. I mean, they're pricey, but I mean, it costs a heck of a lot less to fully rebuild a Kohler than it does to do anything with a 2-cylinder engine, let alone a newer or a larger diesel. No, just stuck valve, got it running. Oh, cool. Yep, that's always easy when people don't know what they're doing and they think it's blown up or something, and it's not. Unfortunately, every time I take a risk like that, it actually is blown up. Yeah, think about the John Deere of my house because my scrub struggles with them. Yeah? Oh, that's because it's a scrub. I think Missouri's kind of a long drive from here, though. I think one of my 14 horses have a bent valve. Oof, duh. I don't even know how you'd have to get something in there to bend a valve in one of those. So somebody was not taking care of it. What kind of trucks I like the best? I have Fords. Blake the Collector. That reminded me of something. I have noticed lately on the carburetors, a lot of the throttle butterfly screws have been loose lately for some reason. So, word to everyone. If you have your carburetor off, or if your throttle seems loose, take the carb off and make sure to tighten your screws, because if the screws get in the engine, it's going to mess stuff up. Come on now. Okay. My dang old thing stopped working for a minute. Like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by YouTube, I got a 99 Power Stroke and a 95 351 with a 5-speed. That's my daily driver. And I'm working to fix it up too, but slowly, very slowly, because it's expensive. We'll put it that way. But, you know, I'd like to have more trucks. I want a 97 Power Stroke and wouldn't mind having a different Super Duty, and I'd like to have me a nice 79 Highboy, and I'd like to have another 1950, but you know, all it takes is money. Yeah, I pulled up with a GM truck. It was me. Yep, it was made known, but you know, your 5-year-old truck had trouble going and getting a 400, you said, had Duramax issues that were expensive. Man, I've been all over the ding-dang place with my, let me math here for a minute, 15-year-old truck. Nope, 25-year-old truck. I mathed wrong, sorry. My 25-year-old truck with 400,000 miles on it, and I have never been left stranded. Never really had too big of an issue with it. Been a great truck. So, Ford quality, you know, GMC stands for gay morons crap, or garbage made crappily, or gay man's Chevy, but GMC is the same as Chevy, so you know. But yeah, gotta have the best here. We like our Fords. You know, don't tell my parents I'd like a 77 four-wheel drive. Well, yeah, you can't buy no two-wheel drive. That's just kind of useless to have a two-wheel drive, if you ask me. I think we lost a person, probably because I said that Chevy's was junk. They probably got butt hurt, but you know, it'll buff. We're down another feller. But yeah, I mean, sometimes the truth hurts. The Chevys is junk. They're not made for comfort in the cab. They're made for comfort on the tailgate. But that's because you sit on the tailgate while you're waiting for the tow truck. Feller or fellette. Yep, yeah. Place garage, I hear it. Oh, there goes my cat. She gave up. Oh, she's gonna go investigate my new plow. Got a new plow the other day. Don't know what I'm gonna do with it because it's not the correct one. It's not a sleeve hitch plow. But I'll do something with it eventually, maybe. Thought about bolting it up to the 3-point A-frame on the 400 and trying to plow with it, but it's way too small for the 400. No, it's not a 3-point plow, Blake. Here, I'll show you. Come on, fella. It's some possibly partly homebrew doodabby. Not sure what the deal with it is, but yeah, there it sits. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. It could be made to be 3-point, I'm sure, but that's not what it is. Who hurt that plow? Yeah, I'm not sure. Apparently it's been sitting in somebody's yard for the last 30 years, at least. So somebody just didn't really care about it. They used it, got their use out of it, and oh well. Decided it'll buff. Well guys, it's almost 7, so I'm going to be wrapping this up here pretty soon. Got to go, Mike. 12 a.m. comes quickly. Nice to catch the live. Yep, see you later, Jerry. Have a good one. I was just saying that I was fixing to get off too, so we've been at it for an hour and a minute now. But yeah, I need to get going myself and get to doing other stuff. Gotta go stare at 14 horse out of the 140. Yep, you do that. Stare at it real good. That way it fixes itself. And I'll catch you guys whenever I do a live again. I'm not going to schedule any because things have been happening and whatnot. But nice to catch everybody for a little bit this evening. Hope you have a nice time watching.